Welcome back, everyone. I wanted to make a video on the topic of internal versus external feedback. I've always been really curious, looking at different companies and wondering, what is the best way to validate an idea? Is it best to trust your gut and your instinct, think really deeply about what you're offering, and put out your best shot after internal scrutiny? Or is it always best to kind of look externally and ask your user community and users who are utilizing your product what they want, what they need, and how it serves them best? So I'm going to look at two examples. I'm going to start with Google, who's a company that is really famous for their external feedback. They have great UX. They work a lot in low fidelity before investing time in detailed design and development, where a lot of the heavy expense costs arise and where you have the most kind of cost leverage. So Google uses design thinking developed famously by IDEO. They use the Google Ventures design sprint method, which is like a 7-day design sprint to ideate and to define, to empathize with the user, to prototype, and ultimately to test. So I have their book from Google Ventures, which is called Design Sprint. I recommend it highly. But if we look at kind of some of the pros and cons with Google's approach, so the pros are it achieves really fast product market fit and really quick and continuous iteration. So putting out a lot of different products, kind of seeing which fit best for their ecosystem, and killing off the ones that don't. Now, some of the cons are, this activity, this kind of method is going to naturally produce a more fragmented user experience because there's going to be some gaps and overlaps when certain products are eliminated, right? Because you're less thinking holistically about the direction that you want to push the market, and you're more kind of asking the market, like, what does it need? What does it want? And you're kind of building your product offering dependent to the user. Now, another pro is that you're really fast to adapt to changes in the market, things like blockchain, things like AI, changes in like mobile first computing. Google was really fast and swift on their heels to pivot and leverage into new markets. And so that's the power of reaching out to your community and having them kind of let you know what they're looking for. Some other cons, potential negative brand impact if a client is relying on a project or product that actually ends up getting discontinued. There could be some ill will developed there as well. Diverse external opinions are going to lead to kind of, again, varied product directions, and that could, again, lead to gaps in the ecosystem. Now, if we look at Apple's approach, they famously, Steve Jobs said, people won't know what they want until we build it and show it to them. Now, it showed an extreme amount of confidence in Apple's leadership's ability to pick products, ideas, and offerings that align with their principles. So think different, very high level craft and quality and rigor that goes into what ultimately gets released after a lot of in-depth internal testing and thought process. So the pros there, it's going to create a more cohesive internal culture. Products that fit into that ecosystem are going to be very seamless. Naming conventions, product lines are going to be very stable. If we look at some of the products like iPods are gone, but like iMacs have been around for a long time. iPad, iPhone, the product line has been extremely stable over the years. If we look at the cons, so you're slow to adopt to like new markets, new changes in user behaviors. It's going to be slower if you're seeking that internal process where it's going to have to go through that rigor. It's going to take time. And so they're playing more of a long game. They're okay not being first because when they roll something out, it's going to be of a really high fit, finish, polish, and it's going to fit into that kind of think different ecosystem. Some of the other cons, it could be overconfidence in internal opinions that, again, might be disconnected from the user community and your user client base, which can lead to less than optimal improvements, etc. You can think of like Siri as an example. It's been really bad for a really long time with accuracy and performance. but they haven't been very reactive to the market. Again, they don't want to react to the market. They want to kind of lead from their center point and their true north. So if we think about comparing, Google's fast adaptation and kind of fragmentation with Apple's cohesive but slower approach, there's a balance there. And one approach is not necessarily the way for everyone to operate. It depends on the market you're in, what you're offering, the internal team makeup, and strength. So certain companies like Airbnb or Apple are more led by strong design direction and opinion, and so that's going to determine that they're going to be more internal feedback facing. Other companies like, say, an IBM, a Microsoft, a Google, most companies and startups in general are going to be better served from external feedback because they need to reach product market fit quickly. And to do that, the best way to do that is to connect with that community, kind of bear hug them, and really listen to their pain points and what they're telling you that they are looking for. So in conclusion, I hope this has been helpful. If I missed something or you have a question or some feedback, please leave it in the comments below. Love to read your thoughts and opinions, get that external feedback. And as always, please like and subscribe. Take care and look forward to seeing all the incredible design that you do. Until next time, bye-bye.